Well, what's the crack, folks? Looks like Bullshit Boar is back, and he's back better than ever before. He's not just telling you how important it is to cancel free speech in Ireland. He's telling you how important it is to him that lads like me and others, and he shows photos of people in his new video that he's released this evening, how adamant he is that we're all racists, bigots, and so on and so forth. And it's easy for somebody who has no actual knowledge to bring to a situation to just pick buzzwords like a lot of the woke left like to do. You know, when they can't, I suppose, back up their argument, they'll just fill it full of bullshit buzzwords, as I like to say. But he's done better than that. He's decided that he'd describe the whole situation like a child, say it's not a political issue, say that it's not good versus evil, and all this sort of carry on. And, you know, having the neck to say that, you know, reducing your ability of free speech is not a political issue. Does he understand the catastrophic effects that if the government takes full control on what they deem on correct information, misinformation, free speech, hate speech, when they get the full grasp on that, how that's even going to catch lads like himself out in the long term? And remember, if you sacrifice a bit of liberty, you know, you're always going to pay for it in the long term. And it's just absolutely fucking mind-boggling. I don't know, is it the rides? I don't know what it is that's fucked up his brain, or what shit he watches online, or who is actually in the background touting him on to do this sort of thing. He's on proclaiming that lad Bible didn't pay him. Them boys wouldn't travel to the local parish bar to get paid to do a video. They're not like the likes of myself and many others online who are doing this of our own free will and our own intuition. And, you know, be sure to tag him, as always, in the video. Be sure and go over and give him a piece of your mind in his own comment sections, because he says he was getting death threats over this. I didn't threaten you, and I know nobody else threatened you online. Maybe some gowl with no username might have threatened you on TikTok. But, you know, James, you can't just decide that because you don't like how a few people talk to you, that you're just going to cancel us all out. It doesn't work like that, lad. You're on about how people like myself are racist. I myself, on a regular basis, receive racist comments in any amount of my videos. I get all sorts of names called to me. Do I care? Absolutely not. But stop trying to make it a bigger issue that it's not. People are entitled to free speech. Yes, in some ways it might be nice if we could filter out some of the real arseholes online. But the problem is the laws, legislations and bills that will be put in place will never be used for good. They will only be used for harm. They will completely control the narrative of how media, how social media, how all these things work in Ireland. And you'll have a one-sided narrative. It'll ruin the arts. It'll ruin comedy. I've said it before. It'll ruin even the likes of your videos in the future, because you will be so restricted as to what you can say and what you can't say, because at the end of the day, nobody can actually clarify what is deemed hate speech. That's why Helen McEntee had to throw out the hate speech bill last September. So hate speech cannot be properly defined, and if it cannot be properly defined, it's up to a person's own interpretation of what was said to them. And if I interpret that the video, for instance, you put out tonight is deemed hateful towards me because you've decided to call us all racist, bigots and, you know, whatnot, then that means I can take you up on hate speech. So you yourself tonight have decided to take part in hateful and damaging and inciting certain things and insinuating certain things on people like me. So I deem that as hate speech. So you are yourself somebody who is, you know, you're talking shit, lad. You're just absolutely talking shit. Do you understand how this works? I now can say I'm offended. You're saying hateful comments towards me. The likes of Michael McCarthy, the likes of Shane, the likes of all these people, and whose people's content you've put in your videos tonight, they can all deem your video tonight as hate speech. So now do you understand how damaging it could be? Go watch Bullshit Boar's video if you want after this. I'll throw it in the clip. Check it out. Go check out his own accounts. Give him a reminder it's time for him to lie down and stay quiet, and stick to drinking the protein shakes, eating your protein bars, and fucking off the festivals. Leave the rest of us to it.
I think that racists, homophobes, misogynists, bigots of all kinds should face consequence for their actions, which I didn't think was a very controversial opinion, but that's obviously not the case, because a lot of people are giving out stink. Over the last week, I have had death threats, I have been harassed, I've had people try and put me out of work, and to be honest, I've had people just kind of try to ruin my life, all because I think there's a serious issue in Ireland with bigotry. I was asked by Lad Bible, would I go to an anti-hate speech protest? Contrary to popular belief, I did not get paid to be there. I done it under a moral obligation to myself. And it's not because I'm an influencer and I get lots of hate online. I've been at this crack for 3 years. I've dealt with all the stuff and I don't give a fuck. And I think that anyone in Ireland deserves and has the right not to be treated like a fucking monster just because they look different than 90% of the population. This actual crack that goes on. Like, I know you might be very isolated. Like, I live in fucking Leitrim. It's the middle of nowhere. But people who are ethnic minorities, people with disabilities, even women, get abused daily on the street in Ireland with hate speech and online. Protesting against hate speech is not protesting against freedom of speech. Everyone deserves an opinion, but if your opinion is to hate someone just based on stereotypes, motivated by their appearance, that is terrible. You're a terrible person. If you think that having hate speech laws is in violation of your freedom of speech, and that the things that you want to say online and or in person would violate hate speech laws, then your opinions are bigoted and horrible. I've never had an opinion that I wanted to put online publicly that I think would get me in trouble if there was hate speech laws in place. It's not a political issue. It's not left versus right. It's about being a decent human being versus being a complete disgrace of a person. And the fact that people are so openly racist and hateful because I think people should be nicer to people they don't know is absolutely fucking crazy. We are a country of immigrants. Ireland's main thing is getting the fuck out of Ireland. And yes, when it came to giving my stance on immigration, I did not want to give an opinion. It's not that I don't have opinions on these type of things, but I obviously have a large influence online. And I don't want to say something which is fucking factually incorrect. Because social media is a damaging tool if you use it wrong. And it's an abuse of power that I don't want to abuse. But I know one thing for certain. Fuck you if you're a hateful, bigoted bastard. And that's why I'm against hate speech. So stop using freedom of speech as an excuse to be a racist. And that's it. Good luck and God bless. You.